My name is Chantz Lukenaus, and I've been attending Harvester since 2008.
I am Angela, Chance's wife, and I've been attending Harvester since 2017.
So my Aunt Connie and Uncle Phil started attending Harvester. It was Life Point at the time, but Harvester, and they invited my parents, which inevitably brought me. The slogan for Harvester was "Come as you are," and I felt that was completely true, that I could come to Harvester just as I am, and they would accept me. Being here every single week was huge in my walk. Before that, I didn't know the Lord. So I found a place that I could consistently come to and learn about the Lord and grow closer to Him. And so it was through that I was able to find the Lord. I remember driving home with my mom on the way home from church, and I was crying, and I was just didn't know how to process it. So my mom turned on 99.1, and we just listened to some worship music, and it just described exactly what was going on in my life. And so through that, I decided to give my life to Jesus. So we came back, we talked to Jonathan, who was the pastor at the time, and he baptized my dad the same day, and then my dad turned around and baptized me moments later. And our entire family at that point were giving our lives to the Lord. And then you fast forward a few years, I wanted to be a youth pastor so I could help other students in the same capacity that Gus helped me.
Yeah, my relationship with Jesus has been a rocky one. When I met Chance in 2017, when we started dating, one of the first things he told me was he was going to be a youth pastor, and one of my first thoughts was, yikes. Coming from someone who has not grown up in a church, didn't really know Jesus, like, okay, that's definitely something, not what I was expecting. So I went to church with him for the first, several months. Slowly as time went on and we got more comfortable together, I fell out of that. For a year and a half, he invited me every Sunday, and there was never a time when he missed that invitation. He always knew that door was open, and I never came. A year and a half, I said, nope, I'm not going. It's not for me. I had backed out of my faith so many times. I had thousands of opportunities growing up with my friend, and countless opportunities with Chance, and I remember I backed out every time. And so I had set my mind to it, and I knew I was going to do it, and I remember being so terrified, and I was like, I want to be baptized, I want to do this, and I'm doing it this time. And I remember jumping in immediately to serving, and just everything I could. I was diving headfirst in. Everybody was like, whoa, you might want to just take a seat back. I'm like, no, if I don't do this now, I'm never going to do this. And if I don't 100% commit, then I'm going to walk back out that door and probably not come back again.
I'm able to help lead hundreds of people in the congregation worship our Lord. And for me, that's a big part in my life and my faith journey is worship, and to be able to help other people worship the Lord is an honor and a blessing to be a part of that. And the same thing with being a youth leader. My students are my pride and joy. I was at that point not too long ago, and through leaders helping me really made me, choose my faith more seriously. And being able to do that with my students is something I take very seriously.
God's really called me to a particular person, the one, in this particular time of my life. I have one of my best friends is an atheist, and I love her dearly, wholeheartedly love her so much, and I feel like God has just placed me in her life for such a specific reason. I can just see and feel these little seeds that bring her back in these moments of doubt. She started asking questions, and just you can see the wheels turning, and I feel like God has really put me in her life to draw her closer and just show her genuine love, because similarly, we grew up very similarly, and she just doesn't believe that she should be loved and that anybody could love her in that capacity. And I feel like God's really placed me in her life to love her that way.